Hello and welcome back to the Love and Dating podcast. I'm your host, your dost Niyuti Srivastav, and today we are diving into one of the most common and often confusing questions in the dating world. When should you make a relationship exclusive? If you have ever found yourself in the midst of a budding relationship, whether you are in your 20s, 30s or 40s, figuring out when to take that step can feel like a big decision. You're not just deciding what you want for yourself, but also considering the other person's feelings and the direction the relationship is heading. Making a relationship exclusive is often seen as the natural next step, but there is a fine line between rushing into it too soon and waiting too long. So, let's explore some signs that can help you navigate this decision and understand when it might be the right time to make things official. Now, here is the thing. Most of us have been there. You have been dating someone for a while, maybe it's been a few weeks, maybe months, and you are starting to get that feeling. You are enjoying their company and they are consistently showing up in your life. You start thinking about what the future could look like with them. But then, here comes the doubt. Is it too soon? What if I commit and things change? What if I'm rushing into something too quickly? Shouldn't I wait a little longer to be sure? These feelings are totally normal. The truth is, there is no one-size-fits-all answer to this question. Every relationship is different. However, there are a few clear signs that can help you know when it might be the right time to take that step. Let me share a story with you that illustrates exactly what I mean. A few months ago, I was talking to one of my clients, Abhineet, who was in his mid-30s. He had been dating a woman, Kanika, for about 3 months. At first, Abhineet was just enjoying the relationship. But as the weeks went by, he noticed something important. Kanika was starting to talk about the future. She would mention things like, "I can't wait to go on vacation with you next year," or "We should go on that weekend gateway in a couple of months." At first, Abhineet was excited by these conversations. But as they became more frequent, doubts started creeping in. He wasn't sure if he was ready to commit, and he wasn't sure if Kanika was expecting something more serious than he was prepared for. He came to me for advice, unsure of what to do. He said, "Niyuti, she's great, but I'm just not sure if I'm ready to lock it down. I'm still meeting other people and I don't want to lead her on if I'm not ready." This is very common situation. Abhineet was stuck in what I like to call the commitment dilemma. He wasn't sure whether he was ready to make the relationship exclusive, but at the same time, he was aware that Kanika was starting to look at their future together. So I asked him to reflect on a few things. First, how did he feel about Kanika? Second, was he enjoying his time with her? And finally, what was it that was holding him back? Abhineet realized that he truly liked Kanika, but he had some fears around exclusivity, mainly around the idea of being tied down. What he realized was that his hesitation wasn't about Kanika. It was about his own fears of losing his independence or not finding someone better. Once Abhineet took the time to reflect on his feelings, he was able to communicate openly with Kanika. He shared his concerns, and to his surprise, Kanika was very understanding. She wasn't rushing him, but she did want to know where they were headed. The key takeaway from Abhineet's experience is that sometimes the hesitation comes from within. Fear of commitment often masks a deeper concern, like insecurity or fear of missing out. Once Abhineet worked through those feelings, he was able to take the next step without the overwhelming pressure of making a rash decision. So, how can you tell if you're ready to make your relationship exclusive? Here are a few signs that might point you in the right direction. The first one is, you are feeling emotionally connected. If you have spent significant time with your partner and you are feeling a deep emotional connection, that's a good indicator that you are ready for exclusivity. When you start sharing your personal thoughts, fears, and dreams, and you feel heard and understood, that's a sign that you are building a solid foundation for something long-lasting. The second one is, you have discussed the future. If conversations about the future come up naturally, whether it's about vacations, holidays, or even long-term plans, then this is a key indicator that the relationship has moved past the casual stage. When both of you begin to imagine a future together, it's time to consider exclusivity. The third one is, you trust each other. Trust is essential in any relationship. If you have built trust with your partner, it means that both of you have demonstrated respect and reliability. Exclusivity can only be successful if there is trust and transparency. The fourth one is, you are not interested in dating anyone else. If you are no longer interested in seeing other people and you find that your focus is completely on this person, that's a strong sign you might be ready to make it exclusive. Exclusivity should feel natural. It shouldn't feel forced or rushed. The fifth one is, you want to protect the relationship. Finally, if you start thinking about the relationship in terms of protecting it and nurturing it, rather than just keeping it casual, you are likely at a point where exclusivity is the next logical step. While taking your time and reflecting on your feelings is important, it's also possible to wait too long. If you delay making things exclusive, your partner might start to feel unsure about where they stand, which can cause insecurity or confusion. Over time, this could strain the relationship and create distance between you both. Making a relationship exclusive is about mutual respect and trust. It shows that you value the connection and are willing to commit to building something deeper. Don't be afraid to take that step when you feel ready. If you're feeling uncertain about your relationship and not sure when to make it exclusive, then I invite you to take the next step by signing up for our Dating Right workshop. This workshop will guide you through understanding the different stages of relationships, when to commit, and how to make sure you are making the right decisions in your dating life. If you would like to personally connect, feel free to book a one-to-one call with me. This is the perfect opportunity for you to gain clarity and confidence in your relationship decisions. Don't wait. Click the links in the description to sign up for the upcoming Dating Right workshop or booking a one-to-one call with me and start building the relationship you have always wanted. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Love and Dating podcast. I hope today's discussion helped you navigate the question of when to make your relationship exclusive. Until next time, remember, relationships are about timing, trust, and emotional connection. Take your time, and when you're ready, commit fully to the person who truly deserves it, because remember, you deserve the love. Take care, keep dating, and I'll catch you in the next season. Happy dating!